to you. The first thing you need to do if you want to overcome anxiety in public speaking or even day-to-day conversations is to believe that you can actually do it. Let's identify it, let's define it to see where the root of the problem is. So when I looked up anxiety, it's a psychological state characterized by feelings of worry, uneasiness, and nervousness about a future event or situation. So the thing about anxiety is that there can definitely be physical manifestations such as heart palpitations, sweating, increase of heart rate, memory loss, and those are things you don't want to take with you to a speaking event. If you have to speak somewhere and you allow anxiety to overrule, you can literally become tongue-tied. You can be so nervous that you don't remember what it is you have to say, and that's not good. So my first tip for you is to define it. More than likely, if you have anxiety in your day-to-day life, you will bring that onto the stage with you. You will bring that into a conversation with you. Why? Because it's already in operation. So when you go to speak on a stage, all a stage does is magnify who you are, right? And so we want to be authentic. We want to be organic. When you see me on stage, it's the same person that you see in my day-to-day life. Bold, confident, organic, and authentic. So let's begin to first see and practice where anxiety is in my day-to-day life and begin to address it there. So when I go on stage, it's not following me. It's not manifesting as I go on stage. And so that's your first step. Are you someone that deals with anxiety? Are you anxious about things? Do you have to begin to unravel nervousness, uneasiness, worry, all those different things in your day-to-day life so you can be more effective on stage? This second tip you can't get away from. Practice, 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 and then practice some more. So much that you're so familiar, you're so confident with the material that you don't even leave room for anxiety. And you have to believe in yourself. Remember, to be organic and to be authentic. I believe in my abilities to give this speech. I believe in my abilities to bring up this conversation in my interpersonal relationships. These are things that have to come from within. And so by practicing your material, taking the time to study, you become familiar and confident, which doesn't leave room for anxiety to manifest. My second tip is to reframe your negative thoughts about public speaking. And that can actually include literally sitting down with a piece of paper and writing out what is it that I'm afraid of when I go on stage or when I speak. Because remember, your platform or your stage doesn't necessarily have to be a speaking engagement. It can be the team meeting at work. It can be the team huddle at work. It can be an area where you have to speak before any type of audience. So to reduce and to eventually eliminate anxiety, because we don't even want to reduce it, we want to eliminate it. We want it to be totally gone from our life and to move forward with boldness and confidence and being authentic. So you need to reframe your thoughts. Where did these thoughts and these fears and these anxious feelings about publicly speaking, where did they come from? Where can I trace back to? Why are they here? As a Christian, I believe in not conforming to the patterns of the world, but being transformed by the renewing of your mind. I believe that what you feed your mind will grow. If I feed it positive statements, if I feed it positive self-image, affirmations, scriptures, if I fill my mind up with these things, these are the things that are going to produce in my life. So you have to say, what is it that I've been feeding my mind? Am I feeding the anxiety? Am I constantly talking about it, speaking it over my life, declaring that I'm someone who worries, I'm someone who's anxious, I can't do it, because exactly what you say is exactly who you're going to be. So reframe your negative thoughts and begin by reframing what you speak over yourself. My very last tip is simply application. You have to put yourself out there. What good is it to do all of this studying, to do all of this behind the scenes work, and then you never, ever take that first leap of faith? So even starting out with smaller, gradual environments that allow you to speak up or to give your opinion, begin to challenge yourself. When I go to work this week, I'm going to speak up. When I go to school this week, I'm going to raise my hand and not feel like I'm humiliated or feel ashamed if I don't get the right answer. I'm going to go and apply for that public speaking position. I'm going to do something that purposely and intentionally gets me out of my comfort zone, because that's how I'm going to grow. And you don't have to take a huge big step. Start with a small step and then gradually begin to increase. I hope these tips were easy enough for you to follow, to understand, and to begin to implement to do the work. If you're looking for a public speaking coach or a basic communication coach, I'm your girl. Reach out to me at www.chardonnayavalon.com. The information is in the description. If you need a coach, I will help prepare you, unplug those hindrances, and do the things that is necessary for you to become a memorable speaker. To you.